Bana,
wewe ni nani?
Mimi ni cabbage collector mheshimiwa.
Kitambulisho yako iko wapi?
Kitambulisho yangu.
Si hata mimi kwa charge sheet imeandikwa Alphonse Makoha Makacha. Na ukaitika.
Iko Makacha.
Tunatambulika kwa mandhari yetu ya kuvutia,
tamaduni zetu, ukarimu wetu, vyakula vyetu, uchapakazi,
na pia kwa sauti tofauti za watangazaji wetu waliobobea.
Libengo niko hapa aka upcoming sponsor. Bila shaka hapa ni kama PDG, ma deep state pia vile cartels.
Tunaenzi talanta za pwani, tunakuza talanta za hapa kwetu nyumbani.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tuko mjengoni kama kawa na wanangu wengine wawili.
Usikose kutegea 103.1 Pwani FM, station ambayo itakupa fursa ya kupata uhondo kamili wa pwani na kuleta Wakenya pamoja.
Pwani FM, tafrija kipwani.
So the conversation today, we want to first of all understand, how do you raise a boy to become a man?
So the best prediction of the quality of masculinity tomorrow is a father's today.
What are some of the things that can be done to raise this boy actually to become a man, irrespective of his background?
Take initiative, live responsibly, lead sacrificially, love faithfully, and leave a worthwhile legacy.
It is exactly 1 p.m. East African time. Good afternoon and welcome. This is the great KBC. Now it's time for KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Ben Troy-Njue, and the lovely lady on the bottom of your screen is Lensa Odingo. Time for a comprehensive and detailed report right here at Channel 1. Remember, we are broadcasting live from the broadcasting house here in the county of Nairobi, and also we are live on all our social media platforms. For comments, suggestions, or even where you are watching us from, we highly recommend. Well, KPSEA and KJSEA examination continue today. That's where we begin our news coverage, where the government has put stringent measures in place to curb any exam irregularities as the Kenya Junior Secondary Education Assessment KJSEA, as well as the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA, continues across the country. Speaking after presiding over the opening of examinations at the office of the Deputy County Commissioner in Starehe Sub-County on Wednesday, Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo warned individuals who might be involved in exam malpractices, saying they will face dire consequences. Timothy Kipnusu reports.
Day 3 of the Kenya Junior School Education Assessment KJSEA and the last day of the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA. Interior Principal Secretary Dr. Raymond Omolo was here to oversee the opening of the examinations at Starehe Deputy County Commissioner's office in Nairobi. The PS said the examination is going on smoothly across the country, except for a few challenges in some parts of the country.
We have not had any major incidents worth worrying about, and this is because of the good coordination and collaboration that has happened between all the players, starting with the Ministry of Education.
He revealed that the short rains in some areas have affected the distribution of the examination papers.
In the case of, because the short rains have just begun, so there are challenges of access to certain places where we've had delay in the distribution of examination papers. But again, the teams have worked around the clock to ensure that the integrity of the assessment or the examination is not compromised.
The PS, who later visited Park Road Primary School to monitor the administering of the exams at the school, said his ministry, in collaboration with the Ministry of ICT, is working around the clock to ensure the social media platforms are not used to advance exam cheating.
We have the team from ICT. Of course, we are also looking at issues of just the use of social media to try to pretend where people are pretending to be sharing information and even collecting money from unsuspecting, whether it's parents, whether it's teachers, whether it is students. And where we've found breaches or where we will come across those breaches, we'll be able to act appropriately.
Invigilators and supervisors when vigilating the assessments, they are not teachers of this particular school or that school where they come from. These are teachers who have been sourced from different schools, and so really we cannot have that kind of thing happening.
Park Road Primary School senior head teacher Mary Muhari has however called on the government to help ensure schools faced with electricity challenge are assisted for a seamless exercise.
And that's the reason why you can see a generator outside with all the noise. It's the one we are using in the school. We light it up for the learners to do exam and to learn even other days in the morning for about 2 hours or 3 hours in the morning. So that means that we have to buy fuel every day, not less than 2,000, to run this generator. It has been a very stressful situation in the school.
Over 1.2 million learners in grade C are sitting for the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KBC, while 1.13 million learners grade 9 are writing the inaugural Kenya Junior School Education Assessment KGCEA. That will determine placement in senior schools, previously known as high schools. As the examination for the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment for grade 6 as well as a Kenya Junior School Education Assessment for grade 9 continues, the government through the Ministry of Education as well as the Ministry of Interior has read a riot act to officers and center managers who might be involved in exam cheating, saying they will face full force of the law once found. Timothy Kipnusu for Lunchtime News.
And just a quick one in regards to education is that the Education CS Julius Migos Ogamba today did appear in Parliament in regard to the examination and the progress of the examination and also the progress of the lecturers' strike. As you know, they were having a conversation in regards to a return to work formula. So we will be keeping our eyes and lenses peeled for that, and later on we'll give you a detailed report. All the best to all the candidates sitting for the examinations. To some politics now, where the political parties liaison committee has urged county governors to erect monuments in honor of the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga, recognizing his pivotal role in championing devolution. The committee has also supported proposals for a national monument within Parliament to commemorate his legacy. Meanwhile, the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, which Odinga led for decades, has affirmed its unity and confidence in the leadership of its new party head, Oburu Odinga.
During a visit to Opoda Farm to pay tribute to the late Prime Minister, who was laid to rest a week ago, a coalition of political parties renewed calls for the nation to preserve Odinga's legacy. Having been a staunch advocate for devolution as a constitutional principle, the caucus is appealing to governors across all 47 counties to commission statues in recognition of Odinga's unwavering support for county governments.
Even if it means erecting statues of Raila Odinga, the father of devolution, a living symbol of service and sacrifice in all county headquarters, to remember that without him, devolution would not exist in Kenya today.
A respected voice in Parliament, the caucus also wants his legacy formally acknowledged among Kenya's liberation heroes.
Alongside Kenyatta, Kimathi, and others, Raila Odinga deserves his rightful place.
Members of political parties will share your speech, since you had it written, we'll share it with the press and with other groups, and we are going to find it properly and put it among great speeches that we have this time.
They are further pushing for the full implementation of a NADCO report, which they say reflects Odinga's vision for a cohesive and inclusive nation.
May the father of devolution rest in peace. May his spirit guide us still. May Kenya never forget the man who taught her how to dream in defiance.
In Meru, The ODM party has dismissed speculation that it may fragment following the passing of its former leader. Party officials say they remain firmly aligned behind Oburu Odinga as they chart the party's future within the broad-based government.
Chama cha ODM kiko imara. Chama cha ODM kitaendelea kupata nguvu hata zaidi. Chama cha ODM kiko na legacy ya baba. Na legacy ya baba ile alituachia, alituambia chama kisia kikasambaratika.
So in all parts of Kenya, chama iko imara, and I want to say that ODM being the biggest and the strongest party north of Sahara and south of River Limpopo, baba ameenda, lakini the lieutenants sisi tumebaki na tuendeleze.
Yetu ni kuwakaribisha viongozi wa ODM na kamati, na tunataka kuhakikishia tutafanya kazi na nyinyi, na tumefurahi sana.
Meanwhile, leaders from Meru community in Isiolo have urged residents to dial down political tensions and allow Governor Abdi Guyo to execute his mandate without disruption. Geoffrey Kenyua Nabea, chairperson of Njuri Ncheke Council in Isiolo, lamented stalled development due to persistent wrangles surrounding two failed impeachment attempts against the governor.
Sisi wacha tukae na wengine Isiolo kama bila iko cosmopolitan. Sisi tukae ni Meru ya Isiolo.
Na tuache fitina mingi, kama kutakuwa na any changes, mtu angoje mpaka 2027.
Waheshimu rais, waheshimu governor na waheshimu wananchi wa Isiolo, kwa sababu wananchi wa Isiolo hawako tayari kuingia Keka Street tena.
Ahead of the November 27th by-elections, Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya rallied support for DAP-K candidate Seth Panyako in Malava. Natembeya, flanked by Kakamega Senator Boni Khalwale, reiterated his commitment to challenging entrenched political dominance in Western Kenya through his Tawe movement.
Kura ya 2027 ambaye naanza na Panyako ni kura ya kukomboa Muluya. Kujikomboa kutoka kwenye minyororo ya umaskini na hii madharau ambayo tunaonyeshwa. Mpaka mtu anatoka hapa, mtu ambaye hana kazi, ambaye anajulikana, anakuja kusomea sisi.
Sasa mimi nikitaka kutembea na Natembeya na Eugene Wamalwa na Kirongo, tuwe kitu kimoja. Mnasema sisi ni wakabila. Kwani inakuwa ukabila kama Waluya peke yake wanashikana, ama mnamaanisha nini?
John Jacob Kuria, The Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, 17 girls in Egembe, Meru County are sitting for their KPSEA exams at the Nyambene Level 4 Hospital after giving birth. This follows concerns in the county over the influx in cases of teen pregnancy. The health facility is offering counseling sessions for the new mothers to improve their well-being and parenting skills, as well as ensure they are calm during the examinations. The teenage girls are in the meantime being advised not to give up and have hopes for a better future, as teen pregnancy isn't the end of the world.
Wanawapea mawaidha, wanawaelekeza vile ambavyo watalinda hawa watoto wao, sababu hawa ni watu ambao ni wachanga sana, na pia wanawasaidia, sababu tungependa kwa wale ambao ishafanyika kwamba wamepata hiyo mimba, tuone vile ambavyo tutaweza kuwapatia support, lakini pia tujaribu kuzuia wasiendelee.
And a section of members of County Assembly in West Pokot are demanding the immediate arrest of leaders in Turkana County whom they have accused of incitement, leading to the escalation of killings at Lopemoi village in Rumors, Morita and Samach areas along the West Pokot-Turkana borders. The West Pokot Assembly MCAs, led by Deputy Speaker Victor Siwat, have condemned the killings and urged the authorities to arrest and prosecute leaders from the neighboring county for reckless utterances which they say have sparked the border killings. Siwat further accused the leaders of plotting to acquire land in the area, fueling the chaos. In recent weeks, several people have been shot dead while tension remains high, with residents fleeing the region. Police officers have been sent to the region to quell the violence.
Jana watu watatu waliuawa ambao walikuwa wakienda kwa pikipiki kutoka mahali inaitwa Ramas wakielekea Apuke. Walipofika mahali inaitwa Japkararat wakapigwa risasi, watu watatu wote wakafa. tangu wakati ya hizo matamshi watu zaidi ya 17 wamekufa kwa kupigwa risasi.
We are very sorry to learn that the utterances are given by a very senior person who is supposed to be trusted by the people to be a peacemaker. But instead, he is the one who is instigating a lot of war between our people.
Tumepoteza watu wetu wengi, lakini tusilipize. Wacha tuachie serikali ifanye kazi yake.
We want also you, the NCIC, to prosecute all leaders that do such utterances.
Political parties will have to wait a little longer to get their monies from the Political Parties Fund. According to the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, the office has only disbursed funding for the first quarter owing to delayed remittances by the National Treasury. The Registrar of Political Parties, John Cox Lolinokou, says parties must seek alternative resources to expedite their internal processes and ensure they adhere to the laid down democratic principles.
Every party that qualifies to get funding, I think it is within our practice that we always do that. Of course, we receive the fund just from Treasury like any other organ. And so for as much as the money has been given to us, we actually distribute it according to the structure that has been given. I think we already did for the first quarter, and we're still waiting, of course, for the next funding. Of course, I know resources is a big challenge for the parties in terms of how to operate, but it's a challenge that we must face because in order to grow multi-party democracy, it has to cost something to us. So as much as the fund is there for all the parties, but the parties have to take a step and see how they can be able to facilitate themselves.
Moving on, a growing number of business leaders in the country are warning of rising strains among company directors and entrepreneurs, saying the pressure to keep businesses afloat, meet tax obligations, and sustain jobs is driving many into burnout, yet few ever speak out. In a directors' forum in Nairobi, participants admitted that behind boardroom successes lies growing emotional fatigue, and addressing mental well-being is now essential if businesses are to remain sustainable. Speakers called for mental health awareness and peer support to be integrated into corporate training, warning that Kenya's work culture continues to glorify exhaustion at the expense of well-being. The forum brought together company directors from across sectors to discuss challenges facing entrepreneurs, including financial pressure, compliance demands, and the emotional cost of leadership.
Entrepreneurship is a very lonely journey. When you get into it, the people who you're managing, they get to create community with themselves, but no one has a community with the director. So you only get a community with fellow directors because they are the people who understand what it means to run around trying to make payroll, run around to try to pay suppliers, run around to try to do this and that. So those trainings have been very impactful.
Apart from being in business, you are also a family person, you have relationships. All these, when they come together and it's just one mind that is expected to act on them, mental issues do creep. So we are able to be trained on how to balance and avoid these issues from occurring. And if that issue do occur, at least we have contacts of people who would assist us or assist our member go through the journey.
Unfortunately, there is no rehearsal in life. So if you chase money and you forget about your other thing, there is no way of going back to recapture it. So it is important to balance and to realize that money is not everything. It's a facilitator of the things you want to do, not an end in itself.
Still on health, Meru Hospice is organizing a charity run, the Run for Palliative Care, to raise funds for the construction of inpatient wards and support cancer patients in Meru County. The The Run for Palliative Care charity run is scheduled for December the 6th, 2025 in Meru Municipality. Meru Hospice CEO Gladys Muse says the event aims to raise 40 million shillings to construct inpatient wards and support more than 550 cancer patients under their care. Palliative care nurse Faith Kobia says the Meru Teaching and Referral Hospital needs to be equipped with modern cancer treatment machines to enhance patient care. County Health Executive Dr. Dennis Mugambi said 15 million shillings has been allocated in the current budget for cancer screening and diagnosis.
We intend to raise funds to support the cancer patients and also build inpatient wards where patients can come and receive quality care. You are most welcome.
It's very, very bad when you realize that when you go to Nairobi, to these buses, you're finding people that are there. They are only Meru people. There are very many that are going to look for these services elsewhere. If the management and of the county sits and plans on how we can get a radiotherapy machine.
We hope with this establishment of Directorate of Cancer Services in Meru County, we are going to make quick steps in terms of diagnosis, screening, and establishing the whole system of handling cancer services.
Moving on, a section of the Isiolo Meru community have voiced concerns of what they term as bad governance within the county administration, accusing local leaders of mismanagement. Speaking during a community meeting held over the weekend, the group also criticized the faction within the community that continues to falsely praise the county government, claiming the group is misleading the governor by downplaying the challenges residents are facing. The group's chairman, Mr. Stephen Moria, urged the county leadership to embrace transparency, accountability, and inclusivity in governance, saying that meaningful development can only be achieved when all community members are involved in decision-making processes.
Jamii ya Wameru na also Isiolo County as a whole, we want accountability, we want equilibrium, we want service delivered.
Ngavana utufanyi vizuri. Mwangaza, Wabera na Mbrapesa, hakuna mbwalo umejenga. Unasema umechimba mbwao mingi, 68. Wapi ile umechimbia Wameru?
Pale watu retired ndio wanatumika vibaya. Na kwa hivyo ndio nataka kuambia Gavana Kayole, wale retired ambao ameweka pale wote wanawajua kwa majina. Hao watu hata msaidia kisiasa, wanataka kumpoteza wakisema siasa ya Kayole iko sawa.
In other news, the strike by Postal Corporation of Kenya workers has entered its third day, crippling postal and courier services in many Huduma centers across the country. The workers are demanding 6 months' salaries and their remittances of their statutory deductions. Hundreds of Postal Corporation employees in Nairobi marched from City Square to the General Post Office GPO, chanting slogans and waving placards demanding payment of their salaries. The Communications Workers Union, which represents the employees, has vowed no amount of intimidation will make them call off the strike until all pending salaries are settled. The employees are also demanding that the employer remit all pending statutory deductions, including NSSF and the chief contributions.
Me here and those who are not here in Kisumu, Mombasa, other places have stayed without salary for the last 7 months. By Friday last month, they paid 1 month only. And as we talk today, they are owed 7 months salary unpaid. We don't know anywhere where that can happen in the whole of this world. Even the Asians down street on River Road have paid their salaries to members, to their staff. So we have been demanding since Monday that the salary must be paid in full for all the 6 months that are remaining. So there's a resolve that this strike will not be called off by me or anybody else without that money being paid in full. Yes.
So to us, first priority is the 6-month salary to be paid. Once that is paid, we will have to sign a return to work formula. We have to put on record how soon they will pay us the deductions that were deducted from salaries for cooperatives, for banks, for pension schemes, so that we have on record timelines when this will be paid.
The National Heroes Council will collaborate with mosques and churches to identify individuals who are making a positive impact in the religious sector across the country. National Heroes Council Chief Executive Officer Charles Wambia says the aim is to expand the reach of the National Heroes and Heroines Award programs. Wambia spoke at the Jamia Mosque in Nairobi when he presented a certificate and medal to the Jamia Mosque Committee Secretary General Abdul Bari Hamid, who was feted during the recently held Mashujaa Day national celebrations in Kitui County for his philanthropy work.
Having one way or the other some relation with Jamia, feel honored when our Secretary General is recognized at the national level in this country.
And I'm also humbled to the CEO and the head of state and the ministry concerned for having chosen me to be one of the heroes of Kenya.
Get into the county government, we work with county commissioners to get heroes from different places. And the year 2025, being our 3rd year of honor since the National Heroes came to place, I know we have gone deep to honor very, very key subjects of persons who have performed very well in the country. And one of them is the Secretary General for Jamia Mosque, whom the little time we have been here, the story is so big, bigger than even the information we have.
The head of state, President William Ruto, is on a 2-day working tour of Nakuru County, and today is just commissioned and launched the last mile connectivity in partnership with RELEC and other partners. Let's listen in.
Basi sasa Mheshimiwa Rais ata flag off zile trucks in 3, 2, 1. Makofi kwake tafadhali. Hebu tuondoke tusigongwe na truck ikienda kupeleka stima. Stima ifike kila mahali mashinani. Last mile connectivity.
Mimi nataka niwaeleze kama kuna watu hapa, niko na waziri hapa Opiyo Wandayi, waziri wa stima. Wewe bwana Wandayi, kwa sababu leo pia tumeanzisha hapa Nakuru program ya kuunganisha wananchi kwa huduma ya stima. Sehemu zote, kama kuna nyumba bado haijawekwa stima, waziri yuko hapa, Gikaria yuko hapa, na Gikaria ndio chairman ya kamati ya bunge ambaye inasimamia mambo ya stima.
Indeed, and that report in regards to the rural electrification and the President launching the last mile connectivity in Nakuru County takes us to our first break. But when we come back, we still have more news, and also on our interactive segment, we'll be hosting Ruben Waweru. We'll be talking about cybersecurity. He's the principal cyber prevent and defense engineer at telecommunications giant Safaricom. Other questions, just check in our social media spaces. We'll be having that discussion, and also later on we do sports.
Bali wewe ni mwizi na mchawi.
China sana.
Kuja. Na wewe kama wewe ni mwanaume kuja. Kama Elijah ukota panga lako. Ukota. Ha? Yangu. Tuweze kukimbia. Hebu wewe umevua hii. Hebu niangalie. Haya, umevua belt, nenda. Kwenda. Wewe.
Wasamea. Wakirudia tena. Weke ndani hata wiki moja.
Mimi nikiwaachilia wataona mimi nafanya mchezo.
Dadi yako?
Kazi ndio mingi.
Kwani dadi hatupendi?
Wananita gundu wakita.
Ari ng'ombe ashavunjika mguu.
Na ilivyo kawaida ng'ombe akivunjikia mguu malishoni, sharti arudi zizini apate matibabu.
Sasa aliyekuambia mwambie azungumze ni nani? Yuwajua nini? Tulia kidawa.
Kwa nini hukuniletea?
Hukuniuliza?
Kazi yako ni nini hapa?
Nita, please. Lakini wajua sipenda na kukutendea wewe.
Hayo ni maisha yake. Maisha yangu yamebarikiwa na furaha.
Yule msichana mbona ukamleta ndani yenu? Tafadhali be moved, usiniumize.
Unaona shida ile umetuletea?
Very well, time to make sense of shillings and cents in business. And as I had mentioned just a few minutes ago, we will be looking at cybersecurity. And I'm lucky to be hosting Ruben Waweru. A lot of questions, Ruben. He is the principal cyber prevent and defense engineer at a telecommunication magnate Safaricom Limited. And very quickly to the question themselves, when you talk about cybersecurity, and especially for a giant like Safaricom, because you deal not only with people, small businesses and even big businesses. We have noticed that there have been a spike in cyber threats in Kenya, especially in the first quarter of this year. What exactly is happening? And as a telecommunications company that also very keen on cybersecurity, are you doing to protect your customers?
So if you look at what is happening within the cyberspace, we have a lot of guys who are now connecting to the digital environment. For example, most homes are now connected via internet. So the digital footprint is becoming larger and larger. So that means the attack surface is becoming bigger and bigger. When I say attack surface, I mean an angle where an actor can attack you or can come in or can do a malicious activity. So at Safaricom, we are seeing a lot of AI-powered attacks, okay, that now are increasing this attack surface end to end. So at Safaricom, what we're doing to protect our customers, of course, if you look at the services that we have layered them to protect. Let's say, for example, M-Pesa, it's layered in terms of protection. And when I say layered, I mean, just look at cyber, there's a protection like an onion. Onion you have several peels, okay, until you get to the core peel, okay? So even for you to come in, when you peel one layer, you get another layer of security, you get another layer of security, you get another layer of security. So there's a lot in terms of what you're doing for protecting our customers. And as much as we are here, this is also part of it in terms of an awareness, telling them,
And you've mentioned something, and allow me to deviate for a few seconds. Protecting your customers. What are you doing for the Tuma Kwa Hii number? Because those messages, I also have several in my phone. Tuma Kwa Hii number, Tuma Kwa Hii number.
So we are seeing a lot of phishing, which is phishing via voice. There's also phishing, whereby guys call you, they tell you you have won 500. Okay. So first thing we're doing in terms of fraud is awareness, okay, user awareness. Because remember, security begins with all of us, okay? Security begins with me. So it's good to be aware in terms of how this message will tend to be. So they will come probably as an urgency. They will come in a way that you need to respond now. So those are the key things. So in terms of identifying and training our customers in terms of this is what will happen. And then we are telling them, verify such information. If if you get a call from, let's say, Safaricom, for example, and you've been told you've won, kindly verify this information. So we're telling them, don't just be quick to respond, but pause a bit, validate, and then verify this information.
All right. How prepared are Kenyan organizations, and because you also deal with MSMEs and also big firms, prepared especially to handle evolving threats? And by evolving threats, I'm also talking about AI, because in as much as AI is a game changer, we have seen a lot a lot of fake news, a lot of fake things, and they're also compromising security.
Yeah. So there's a lot of misconception in terms of, I am a small organization, I cannot be targeted. But I'll give you a very simple analogy, and I'll ask you, when you're going fishing, and just before the lake, there is a pond. It's a clear pond. The water is clear, and there's fish, and you can basically see the fish roaming, okay? And then there's a lake beside the pond, okay? And it still has fish. And you're told, pick a fish. Where will you go first?
To the pond. To
the pond, because it's easy. It's very, very easy. The water is clear, you can basically see.
Yes.
So we are seeing a lot of hackers are now going to the easier targets, okay? Where they know you have not invested as an SME. You've not invested a lot on cybersecurity, okay? So basically they will know you're an easy target, okay? So it's for SMEs to learn, and you have seen some progress in terms of they are aware, but it's not being matched with preparedness. So they are aware, but preparedness becomes an issue. So that misbalance. Yes.
And Safaricom is having a cybersecurity summit.
Yes.
And tying this to how are you integrating cybersecurity in core services, for example, M-Pesa.
Yes.
And also cloud, for example.
So we have our summit, Cybersecurity Summit. It's this coming month, month of November. And the summit is actually a culmination of what we have been doing for the whole of October. So for the whole of October, we have been engaging students. We've been engaging the community in terms of awareness. Recently at Safaricom, we hold what you call a capture the flag for our students. So we realize that you have to nurture talent from as young as it is. So we have guys even now going to schools, telling people about cybersecurity as part of what you've been doing. Now coming to the summit. Now the summit is a culmination of whatever we have been doing for the whole month, and it brings together industrial business leaders, it brings together technological partners, government agencies, all under one forum. And the forum is a learning forum. So for example, if you're an SME, if you come to that forum, you probably meet a large enterprise, and there's probably speaking to what they have done in terms of cybersecurity maturity. Okay, you can learn one or two things. So it's more so of a learning platform, and just to emphasize some of the things that will be there, we'll even have demos in terms of how an attacker can come into your network end to end, and what you can do to prevent such. So you have we'll have ethical hackers to demonstrate this end to end and how you can protect your assets and your core data.
In cybersecurity, you're in the business of protecting or putting a layer to businesses and also individuals.
Yes.
As a giant tech firm in the region, have you been targeted?
Yes.
And how are you dealing with this with such kind of threats?
So majority of the 4.5 billion attacks we get, most of them
4.5 billion
and growing.
In what? In a duration of a year?
A quarter. This quarter only.
4.5 billion attacks.
4.5 billion. And by now it's actually higher. So we receive a huge chunk of that. Okay? And that's why we have guys, we have around a lot of guys in cybersecurity just to ensure that the core assets, which is customer data, which is the services that we offer, are well protected, they are always on, they are secure, and they are reliable. So we have a whole solution suite tailored for that particular, and we have extended this to our customers. In that, as probably a big brother, I can say, with the learnings we have done, okay? And now we're extending this to a customer and telling them, by the way, where we sit, we have a lot of touch points, and basically what we can do, we can be your consultation, we can be your partner in terms of your journey to cybersecurity maturity. Yes.
And just picking a chunk from what we expect in the Cybersecurity Summit is partnerships.
Yes.
And we were here watching the President launch RELEC, which is a government collaboration with RELEC and other stakeholders. So speak about collaborations and how this collaboration can ensure, as a country, not only as just a tech firm or even you protecting small business or even big firms, how can this collaboration ensure that we have that resilience that we require in our country?
Good. There's a slogan for one of our rival team. I'm an Arsenal fan, and the rival and the rival the slogan for the rival team is "Never walk alone."
Yes,
correct. And ideally, that is a very good slogan in terms of in this life you cannot walk alone. Okay, so you need partnership in terms of how you interact within the cyberspace. So, for example, and I'll give this: if, for example, a thief came in my house, God forbid, and he used or he cut the fence, I can tell my neighbor this is how the thief entered my house, so that he can strengthen that particular angle in his fence or in his locks. So in terms of partnership, we partner with guys who have solutions that will speak into the needs of cybersecurity in terms of maturity. We are seeing a lot of AI-powered attacks, so we need AI tools. So we have to collaborate with partners in terms of development for these kinds of tools. In terms of whatever is happening within your ecosystem, attacks that are happening, if they are there, you share this information in terms of advisories so that partners within your ecosystem are also aware. Remember, we are building a digital safe environment for everyone. Our whole customers, the whole Kenyan system, the whole Kenyan people. We are building an ecosystem that is safe for them, secure for them to run their business and to grow.
Again, about this summit,
yes,
are there any tailor-made programs for businesses, individuals, and how can Kenyans benefit from this summit?
Yes. So if you look at the summit, of course we'll have keynote speaking, and we'll have basically forums that will be there to engage with the customers on a one-on-one basis. Remember, your ecosystem might not be the same as the other person's ecosystem. Okay? So in essence, the important thing is to sit with you, actually, learn whatever you have in your infrastructure, and then develop a tailor-suited solution for you. Not just to throw in product for you, but to assess and to engage you one-on-one. What are your pain points? What are you struggling with currently? And how can we integrate cybersecurity to whatever challenges you have?
And as we wind up, I would like you to look into your cybersecurity crystal ball and more or less give us more or less like a vision for Kenya cybersecurity, just like you have admitted. I have seen on social media my own image and likeness, my voice, but it's not me. What is the future of cybersecurity in the country? And I've seen a number of clips, the voice, you know, the articulation, the suits, you know, the face, the sound, and it's not me.
So they're called deepfakes. And we have been a target of the same, where you've seen some information probably coming in as if it's Safaricom. And they're growing by day. They can even tailor you, they can even mimic your voice. But key thing is, for example, the way I'm speaking, there are people who can tell whether it's me, because probably I confuse R with an L at some point, okay? Now, if you look at this deepfake, they're more like robotic to some sense. So an awareness in terms of what is actually going on, what is actually happening in terms of the voice, whether it's a deepfake or not. So if you look at in terms of understanding or capturing whatever is happening, an awareness has to be sent out in terms of all the users, even the customers, being aware that this is happening, and this is the way to detect. So if it sounds good to be true, kindly query, probably it's not true, okay? So there are key things that we should be looking out for. One, if it sounds good to be true, probably it's not true, okay? If the message, if you hear and pause and verify that particular deepfake message, you will probably pick one or two things. Probably you don't speak fluently as you do, okay?
Even some of the words.
Even some of the words, you can see they are twanging, He's speaking like he's from UK or something. So be very, very keen in terms of pause a bit, validate such information, validate whatever you are seeing. And with that, I think you'll be at a good place even to judge whether it's right or whether it's wrong.
Thank you, Ruben Waweru. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I had so many questions, including the delays. You know, sometimes you just send money to the wrong till number.
You can catch me behind the tent.
Of course. And don't forget the Arsenal game tonight against Brighton. But I'll be telling our viewers about it in our new segment, sports segment. But for now, that has been Ruben Waweru, Principal Cyber Prevent and Defense Engineer telecoms giant Safaricom. Just putting into perspective cybersecurity and the future. AI, in as much as it's coming with a lot of goodies, it's as well risk ground as well. We have to be vigilant as well, and also as a country. Well, that's where we put a cap on this conversation, but when I come back, we will continue with our news. In other news, China says it is planning to add more Kenyan produce to the import tax exemption to increase trade between the two countries. Chinese ambassador to Kenya, Gu Haiyan, says Kenya is among other African countries that are being considered accessing the Far East nation market duty-free in a raft of bilateral agreements that will strengthen cooperation between China and Africa. China is Kenya's key avocado market after the Far East nation reduced import duty on Kenyan consignments.
Tariff agreement, the African agriculture products from Kenyan avocados and Ethiopian coffee, the Ghanaian cocoa and Tanzania cashews will enjoy easier and more competitive access to the vast Chinese market. We expect seeing more African produce on Chinese dining tables, a symbol of friendship and shared prosperity.
The event reinforced Kenya's commitment to regional and global agricultural partnership, particularly under the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation and the AU Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program, the so-called the Malabo Declaration Code.
The Kenya Revenue Authority is banking on its marine unit to improve compliance with the country's existing cross-border trade laws. The authority says it will help boost revenue generation from the 1.6 billion shillings realized in the 2024-25 financial year. The authority is currently engaging the media on its marine unit operations on Lake Victoria. Let's now join Wycliffe Okech as he speaks with KRA Head of Western Region, Dominic Kengara. Good afternoon, Wycliffe. If you can hear me, kindly bring us to speed with the latest in regards to Kenya Revenue Authority Marine Unit performance.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. Look, I believe you can see in the background, this is Lake Victoria. Quite a very resourceful, a massive resource, not just for the locals here, but for the country, because it contributes some percentage to the country's GDP. This resource is not just used for fishing. It also facilitates trade. And also trade that is happening on Lake Victoria is facilitated by the Kenya Revenue Authority. And regarding remember, it is the mandate of the Kenya Revenue Authority, to seal loopholes that are being exploited by unscrupulous traders. They don't do that just on land, they do that on water as well. And just right about now, I'm going to engage the KRA boss in charge of the Western Region, Mr. Dominic Kengara, to speak to us about the KRA's marine unit, how it works, and what it banks on actually to improve the figures in the previous years and compared to what they have right now. Boss, if you can just move here, look into the camera, and our viewers right now, they will be wondering what is the marine unit of the KRA, what is its responsibility, and in the recent years, let's talk about the previous financial year 2024-2025. What figures did you receive? What figures of revenue did you collect from trade on Lake Victoria, and what strategies do you have in improving those specific figures in maybe in 2 minutes?
Thank you.
I'll hold it for you.
Thank you very much. My name is Dominic Kengara. I'm currently the regional head of KRA in Western Region. And for the question you have asked regarding marine unit is a unit within Border Control Enforcement Division of Customs and Border Control. Yeah, what the unit does is to do lake patrols to make sure we don't have contraband and smuggled goods, just like the roadblocks and the surveillance activities which are done overland. Marine does the same exact roles, but in the lake. I'll specifically speak about Western region, where we only talk about the lake, Lake Victoria. And as you're aware, we control, Kenya only has 6% of the lake. So our activities are concentrated around the 6% of the lake. And here we do more preventive work than actual collections. For example, the vessel you can see behind us here is one of them, Orion, and the other one on the far end, which is loading ceramic tiles to Uganda. To avoid dumping or diversion of that cargo, for instance, because it's being exported, we stand at a loss if the goods don't reach where they were supposed to be. For example, that one is headed to Jinja, and we have a duty to ensure that it crosses from the Kenyan side. It should be about 18 nautical miles, beyond which now we are sure it has gone to where it was going, so that we avoid the risk of dumping. However, for your question, we still have smaller elements where we come across illicit activities. We do take action. We intercept such and escort them to, for example, this pier or in the other landing points where enforcement action is taken. By this we mean we can do recoveries.
As we wind up?
We can do recoveries, thank you, or we can do the collections. For example, the last financial year, like you asked, we had recoveries of 3.6 million. But this is compared to 2023-2024, where we had the same figure for 1 point.
It has been Wycliffe Okech engaging the regional manager for the Kenya Revenue Authority in Kisumu, and as you've heard, is that they are doing everything possible to ensure that the border security and especially combating illicit trade, especially on the lake. And imagine, it's only 6%, the lake 6% in Kenya. Indeed, we will be talking about that a little bit more when Wycliffe sends a more comprehensive report on exactly what they are doing, just as he has mentioned, incorporating technology and also majorly on patrols as well. Time to play. Let's do sports. The national women's soccer team, Harambee Starlets, expected to return home tonight from Senegal after qualifying for the second Women's Africa Cup of Nations following a 4-1 aggregate win over the Gambia. Starlet had led 3-1 in the first leg of the final qualifying round played at the Nyayo National Stadium last Friday to seal their position in the return leg via a solitary goal that was headed in the 58th minute by the experienced Mwana Halima Adam. The national women's soccer team made their first appearance in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations in the year 2016, where they were eliminated in the group stage after losing to Mali, Ghana, and Nigeria. This time round, they are determined to make it count after a fantastic season that saw every member of the squad earn a bonus of 1 million shillings from President William Ruto for qualifying for the 2026 finals in Morocco with a win away from home in the second leg. The 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations will be hosted by Morocco from the 17th of March to the 3rd of April next year.
The country has qualified after 9 good years. Beldin Odemba, coach, but Odemba didn't qualify. Kenya qualified for the Women African Cup of Nations 2026. And I'm sure that the country is happy. I'm also happy as a patriot of the country. And this is for my country and football fans back at home.
Harambee Starlets, Hongera, congratulations for qualifying for WAFCON 2026 in Morocco. We are all so proud of you. You have done your best, and we promised you all our support as FKF, and together, of course, with the government of Kenya through the Ministry of Sports and with the support of His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, we want to say once again, thank you for the stellar performance. You have made Kenya proud. Congratulations, well done, and now the real hard work starts.
And from Harambee Starlets to Harambee Stars, national soccer team Harambee Stars is set to play 2 international friendly matches in Antalya, that is in Turkey, or Turkey, during next month's FIFA window. Scheduled between the 10th and 18th of November, Kenya will first face Madagascar on the 14th of November before taking on Comoros 4 days later on the 18th. Head coach Benny McCarthy has named his final squad for the fixtures, with young talent Adrien Kibet receiving his first senior national team call-up. The creative midfielder's inclusion comes on the back of impressive performances at the club level and with the youth national teams. Also included in the squad is Zamalek's Baron Ochieng, another promising young talent. Making a notable return to the squad is Ovela Ochieng, who rejoins the national fold after an extended absence, bringing pace and attacking flair to the Stars' forward line. The 2 friendly matches will provide an opportunity for continued preparation and build-up towards upcoming competitive assignments. Very well, we have come to the tail end of this broadcast, and we are wishing all the boys and all the girls who are flying our Kenyan flag high all the best in the fixtures that we are going. But yeah, the Carabao Cup tonight, Arsenal is facing Brighton at about 10:45. Don't forget, we'll be here with all those results, the goals, the sights, and the sounds. That's why I put a cap on KBC Lunchtime News. My name is Ben Troy Njue. Lensa Odingo has been my colleague on the sign language interpretation. Be sure to catch our news in our subsequent segments. But for now, have a blessed afternoon.
Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we have to do it twice.
Una nyingine unajua?
Wewe sare. Unaona jo, naona sikia nimebambwa jo.
Kitu gani unakuja hapa kwangu nyumbani?
Lete ndiambo wewe.
Wacha kutambia mambo hayo ambayo sielewi.
Sasa wamfanyaje zote mtoe pole.
Jo, si twende nje kama ni fight. Tunasikia mbaya.
Mimi nakwambia hakuna.
Sasa tumfanyeje?
Hakuna mwache sasa.
Kama
atapona apone kama
kesha mwaika sasa tatukimwacha hivi na nikufuata.
Asiye hapo na wewe utalia utamwita.